That's the life of a grimy, real life grimy. If niggas know the habits behind me. That's the life of a grimy, real life grimy. That's the life of a grimy, real life grimy. That's the life of a grimy, real life grimy. That's the life of a grimy, real life grimy. If niggas know the habits behind me.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Howdy, howdy, folks. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Wait. See if a couple other people come in. How's everybody doing? All right. Y'all see the thumbnail? I know what's going on. Let me check something real quick. Okay. So I need to cut the music down. Let's try that. Something is going horribly wrong. We are struggle streaming at the second, folks. Give me a minute. Alright, if anyone's here, can y'all tell me if y'all still hear that screeching sound? Please write a comment. Because I don't hear it on my end. But okay. Before I start losing viewers already. Okay. Now, let's try this one more again. desktop audio. Right. And that's from here, which is not playing. So should have some nice, lovely background music now. Hopefully. Maybe. We're about to see. 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 And we're good. Okay. I have a feeling we're good. I have a feeling we're good. We should be good. Okay. So, howdy everybody. Welcome to the stream. Today, as the thumbnail suggests, we are going to be modeling Naruto. Basically, from start to finish. We're not just going to be modeling. We're going to be doing a little bit of texturing and a little bit of rigging. How much? I don't know, but we're gonna see. Also, you know, let me do this because this will be an all night or till completion endeavor. So, if you wouldn't mind. If you wouldn't mind dropping a donation via Super Chat or a Cashapp, it would be much appreciated. I just updated the description on YouTube. Let me go. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. Let me go back to. All right. So we're gonna start this like we start off modeling any other character with a character sheet. So I already have one. Let's go to, in fact, let's just hit Shift A, go to image, go to background, go to pictures, let's see here, Naruto, and let's clear out the transforms with Alt G, Alt R, and Alt S. Let's go to 1, 5. Then we'll rotate this on the x-axis 90 degrees. So I found this model sheet. This is of an actual 3D model of Naruto's face. I might go on Google later and get a separate one for his actual face, but the general idea of the body, and I mean, even this isn't too bad for the face. We could probably get, again, a general idea of it. This is good for our purposes. So let's line this up. then you want to bring it up on the Z axis, and there you go. So this is the front view, and we want to move this back. Let's shift D to duplicate it. Move it on the Y axis, rotate on the Z axis 90 degrees, hit enter. 1GX, let's move it here, and then let's hit 3, and this is perfect. Just want to hit G and Y and move it back so it's more in the center here. Very nice. Let's move it back some more. And now you want to go to your image here, and you want to click only axis aligned. So when you hit 3, you see it, but when you're rotating around, you don't. Same thing with this one. So if I hit 1 in orthographic view, I can see the image. If I hit 3 in orthographic view, I can see these, or this image here. But if I start rotating around, I can no longer see the images, which is very handy because they can kind of clutter your view up. So now that we have that, we're going to start with a cylinder. And we're going to give it 12 vertices. And we're going to fill it with nothing. And that's good. Tab and go in edit mode. G, Z. Let's bring this up. That's a scale. Oop. That's a scale. Keep up the good work in blending, my dude. Thank you for the comment, Justin Donnelly. Thank you for the comment and support. Much appreciated. Oh yeah, and another thing that you want to do is put it in the front as far as depth is concerned and give it like an opacity of 0.2. Yeah, that's good. Same thing with this one. Opacity of 0.2 in the front. Alright. Excuse me one second. Alright. Let's continue on our journey. So we're just gonna start lining this up with the image. It's the chest. Let's see, Control R. Actually, we don't hit Control R just yet. We want to we'll hit Control R anyway. So we're basically just molding our tube here into the torso of Naruto. So let's extrude down. Extrude down again. And the legs start forming down here. So we can basically extrude all the way down to about there. G, Y, let's move it back. And in the front, we will select these, G and Z, S and X, G and Z again, and then S and X again, and then we'll hit Control E and bridge edge loops. and then we'll hit Control R, and then we'll hit Control B to bevel that, and we'll use our mouse scroll wheel to add some more vertices in there, and then we'll make that selection permanent. Select these two edges here and edge slide them up. We can take these here. And keep in mind, I am also going to be using some add-ons that don't come with Blender because this is a live stream and I want to move as fast as I can. So getting rid of the no add-on limitation will definitely help in the expediency of this process. Who's your favorite Naruto character? To be honest, I mean, I am that generic dude that will say the main character of the series is his favorite character because they tend to be. I like Naruto. I like Naruto as a character. I identify with his struggle, and yeah, that Naruto would be my favorite character. My second favorite character would probably be Rock Lee. If we were just picking a character outside of Naruto himself, let me see. Would it be Rock Lee? It would definitely be Rock Lee. Rock Lee is a gangster. Rock Lee is an actual gangster. Yeah, and then my third favorite character would have to be Kakashi. Kakashi Sensei himself. You have to put respect on Kakashi's name, you feel me? You have to put respect on Kakashi. Alright, boom. That's one of the add-ons I just used is Mesh Machine. If you value life, you will you'll invest in Mesh Machine. Oh, Lee's my favorite. Oh yeah, okay, I feel you. Portal Fitness, I feel you. Why would you say you identify? I guess your name, Portal Fitness, would probably be an indication of why you identify with Lee. I was just gonna ask you why do you identify with Lee, but I feel like that's a dumb question based off of your name. So we're just gonna extrude up. And we'll just go to loop tools and make this a circle because it's going to be a circle inevitably. Boom. We'll just start blocking that out now. We can bring this down. Let me hit O, turn on proportional editing, use the mouse wheel to scale that down. Let's go to 1, go to vertex mode real quick. We want to make sure we get this back straight. And we can worry about that a little later, but that is good to know. We can basically scale that out, and that'll be the start of that little detail there. But we could probably bevel this and start it now. So we can bring this inward. My boy Liz. Yeah, I bet you do. Oh no, you talk about Lee. Yeah, Lee is a gangster, man. When he kicked them weights off and was like, "This isn't even my final form," and ran up on Gara. You see, Gara's face, bro. Gara's face was our face, was the audience face, cause Lee was about to go ham with that boy, and he straight up did. He delivered, man, and still lost. See, after all that spectacularness, man. It's tough though, you know. It's mad tough. And Lee, you know, he never really got to do anything in the show. He basically came in, got beat the fuck up, and left. I mean, he didn't leave. He did something else. I mean, he definitely learned to fear. Definitely, Gara definitely learned to fear God. Absolutely. He looked into Lee, bro, and saw nothing but death, bro. It was just hands. Lee was just pure hands, bro. When Lee started knocking that dude around like a Dragon Ball character, bro, I was like, yo, this is sweet as hell. Man. Oh, you just took me back so far into my childhood, dude. Oh, man, my childhood, bro. My childhood was lit, okay? Whatever problems one could glean from one's childhood, put all that aside, my childhood was lit as far as my freaking imagination and how wild I could go with that shit, man. Man, I had a blast when I was a kid. All right, so we done made a little bit of an indiscretion here, but that's fine because we can just slide that into oblivion. Ooh. We can Alt X that, Control X. Just delete. All right. Very good. Right. Oh. Yeah, you just. Make those circles there, and we don't necessarily have to follow the topology of that model exactly. It's a guide. It's a suggestion. Although one could infer that it might behoove us to move it this way. And we can always add some more detail in there. But we're doing real simple stuff. I'm about to show you how powerful my my add-ons are. I'm about to show you. Here we go. 1 second. I'm about to show you the full power. See, I done already messed up. We don't say power here. We don't know what power is. We say bore, okay? Bore. This shit is powerful, my guy. So we're going to scale in on the Y. Aha. So let's fix up this region here a little bit. And if you can hear the music, then I want you to listen very, very carefully. Z. Let's hit O to turn on proportional editing, and then we can go down on the Z. And then we can use these vertices and move these points closer up. Yeah, man, what are some other cool fights? So the coolest fight to me before Naruto Shippuden was definitely Naruto versus Sasuke. And that waterfall. That was the coolest bit of animation that they had come out with for the show at that point. Alright. This leg here. Just going to flatten that out. That's good. That works for me. So it seems that they have his knee right about here. So that's where we'll put our knee. And we'll also bevel that. Give ourselves some stuff to work with. So yeah, this is a good time to add an edge loop here, in my opinion. Because you definitely want them to have a tuchus. You definitely want them to have a tuchus. So for this part right here, because that's going to bother me until it doesn't. So I'm going to add an edge loop in there. Bring it in. Yes. There we go. Oh yeah, man. That was definitely the best fight. That Naruto versus Sasuke fight. But then, you know, Naruto, they had that's when they started that whole season's worth of filler crap. Because right after that Naruto versus Sasuke fight, in the manga, the story moved on, you know, but the anime, man, I don't know what the anime was up to. The anime was on some chicanery for years. For years, we was waiting like, when are they gonna go looking for Sasuke? What is this? What is this? Come to find out, it's a whole bunch of filler. I had to go check the manga. I was like, oh, the manga continues the story. The anime was on some bullshit. Man, I was definitely salty. I was definitely salty about that. So much filler. So, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to hit Control B here. So that now I can bring this closer. And so, the power of the add-ons I have. Boom. Look at that. I don't even need the mirror modifier. I barely add the mirror modifier these days because of the add-ons I have. Mesh machine, man. Beautiful. Beautiful, even. Let me cut this off. That is the auto merge vertices button. Definitely want to be careful about that. They did a DBZ. Hey, man. Nah. DBZ is on this whole... They got a whole nother... Like, so... Naruto's filler is easily the worst offender. Okay? Like, by far. By far. Dragon Ball's filler is definitely egregious. It's 100% egregious. But Naruto has hundreds of episodes worth of filler. Dragon Ball has like comparatively 60. 60 episodes of filler is trash. 60 episodes of filler is trash any day. But I take 60 episodes of filler over entire seasons. Entire whole seasons in the middle of arcs. Bro, nah, man. Naruto became its own form of filler, bro. Like, I feel what you're saying when you say they put a Dragon Ball Z, but nah. Naruto's filler is way more egregious, bro. Like, you compare other people's filler to Naruto's filler, bro. Like, It's, you feel me? It's bad out here. It's bad out here, for real, for real. Oh man. 6 people watching. Yo, hey, what's good? I haven't had 6 people. I don't think I've ever had 6 people watching in a row. How is everybody doing? Anyway, let me get off my Naruto filler rant, because I could definitely go on that, bro. I lived it, man. That's a lived experience, bro. I have scars. I have scars waiting for this shit to come out. Man. Alright. And then we extrude down. Ooh. Scale down. Then extrude down. There we go. So as you can see, blokes, we are just doing some simple modeling here to get Naruto. So it looks like his sandals are relatively simple as well. Confront that filler trauma, bro. I wonder if we'll ever get a Naruto Kai. You know, I don't think, well, one, we definitely should. We should definitely get a Naruto Kai. And if we don't get like a TV release Naruto Kai, we should at least get like a DVD release where they remove all that bullshit filler, man. Like, that would be beautiful. Man, that would be gorgeous. Yeah, if we could just get something, we can remove all that filler, bro. Man. I'm telling you, that filler, because that filler, Jesus. Jesus Christ, Mike. I literally stopped watching the show. Like, I straight up stopped watching Naruto. Dragon Ball Super almost had me on that tip, too. The fights in the last movie was so... Bro, the last Naruto, the one where he is falling in love with Hinata, yeah, the fights in that movie were beyond fire. Like, Omega fire, bro. The fights in the last few seasons of Naruto, they really upped their game as far as the animation was concerned. Because, I mean, we all got to be real about the animation in Naruto, man. We all got to be real about the animation in Naruto, man. It was not the best at times, okay? And not the best is being generous with the wording, okay? Like, let's just be honest. Naruto fights were not the best. Now, one could argue that Dragon Ball fights, specifically old Dragon Ball Z fights, they weren't the best either. But you gotta admit that Dragon Ball Z, you know, they came out when animation itself wasn't, you know, like, you had to be on some Akira shit to be, you know, super deluxe with the animation back in the day. And that's when Dragon Ball came out. Dragon Ball Super's animation, in my opinion, is a lot more slick, a lot more representative of modern day Dragon Ball than old school Dragon Ball Z is. Anyway, have you ever animated a fight in Blender? You know what? I've never animated a full-blown fight. I've animated... Actually, I take that back. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. That was a lie and a half. I just lied to you, bro. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you. I totally have animated a fight in Blender. Years and years and years ago. It's trash. It is a ass Benson fight. I'm actually working on animating just like attacks right now. I have a character that I'm animating. The character that's in my video intros. I'm working on animating him to eventually put him in a fight. So that is the goal. But yes, I have. To varying levels of success. In my opinion, unsuccessfully. But I'm getting to a point where, not getting to a point. I am now officially confident enough in my skills to say that I can pretty much do whatever I want in Blender successfully if I put enough time into it. So that's where I've wanted to be for the longest, and now that I'm here, it feels pretty good. And you know, we're gonna make some stuff. We're gonna make some stuff. We're gonna make some cool action stuff. You ever think of making your avatar a VTuber model? Yes, I have thought about it. I've definitely thought about it. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I've definitely thought about it. The thought has crossed my mind on more than one occasion. I don't know. I don't know how much it's worth to set that. I mean, I guess I could. I don't know if it's that much of a hassle. I could totally give my character those 52 shape keys. I rigged my character for hand animation, but I guess I could do that. I guess that's not outside of the realm of possibility, because I do know how to do that. Well, I mean, as far as like the face anyway, like I could totally get the face to motion capture, like deform with my face. I know how to do all that. I just don't know if I want to do that. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm considering it. I have considered it and am still considering it. So yes, I just don't know. I just gotta see how I feel about it. To be honest, that's totally something that's like a me laziness thing, you know. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe I might. Maybe one day. Let me see here. So we have a uneven amount of vertices, which is a bad. And you want to generally avoid bads. And this is a bad because we have a lot of cylindrical forms here, so adding or subtracting a vertice would totally break it. Or would it? We about to see. Okay, so far so good. Let's Control X that. And now for our cylindrical forms, what you want to do is you want to actually, I think we'll be fine. Because now we have 10, so we're good. Let's do this. Bam. The shape keys for my guy are killing me right now. If I had to just do a normal anime character, it would be... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you could just rig the face with regular rig controls. If Blender... See, Blender would be doing something if they had a function where you could use your regular rig controls, but map that to a facial motion capture system. There is a program that does that, but it's industry. It's like it's stupid expensive, super difficult to set up, and it only works with Maya. So if Blender could give us that, Blender would be the ultimate. But you know, I mean, Blender's already pretty close to being ultimate. I mean, there's Maya, in my opinion, doesn't hold. Having used Maya in Blender, Maya does not hold a candle as far as what it can offer, what it offers you, man. Because Blender is just superior as far as like, again, like what it can do. The fact that I can draw 2D effects in Blender and have it mesh with my 3D model, and interact with it in the same space without any sort of compositing tricks, you feel me? Blender wins. It wins. Just based off of that. Is that my personal bias? Absolutely, that is my personal bias. I will own that bias until the day I die. that's totally also the truth. Telling you, man, blenders and people, the industry, they'll realize it. They'll realize it soon enough. They'll be like, oh man, we've been spending all this money trying to maintain Autodesk products. We could have been using this free crap from day one, from jump. What's going on, guys? It's gonna be looking stupid. Okay, so here's something that we can do to make our life easier here. We're actually going to delete these, and we're basically going to continue this. So let's go to the polybuild tool, and let's start building the polys. This tool comes standard with Blender now, so no one has any excuse to not be able to retopologize, because this right here is free of charge. And like, look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy, bruh. So now we have the appropriate amount of faces. And now we can just patch this up. Look at this. Did y'all see that? Done. Zip. And now we have fixed the topology. At least, you know, for the most part. We can definitely still make some adjustments here as far as topology is concerned. But for now, we've done good. We've done good. So, you know, I have no idea what is going on the bottom of their feet at all. So we're gonna make some guesstimations here. Let's flatten this out. Why not? Bring it forward, and let's flatten this out as well, and bring it forward. And what we can do here is we can select that, go all the way up to here, and let's hit I to inset, and that'll allow us to grab these faces here, scale them up, scale them on the y-axis, bring it back. There we go. It's Alt X. Okay, so far so good. So far so far. I'm gonna go master Maya and become the Maya. Hey, good luck, buddy. That's all I have to say to you. Good luck with that, my friend, and more power to you, buddy, because, you know. And while I'm looking at my character with viewport shading that's equivalent to the actual shading with 0 lag, and you're still working with whatever crap they got over there with Maya, let me know how fun that is, how much fun you're having. I'm gonna be sitting pretty with all my free Blender stuff. I'll be the Rock Lee of 3D modeling. Okay, I feel you, bro. If you'll be the Rock Lee, I'm gonna be the Goku. Or I guess the Naruto. If we're gonna use Naruto, I'll be the Naruto. But if we're really about it, I'm the Goku. You know, I'm the Goku of this motherfucker. Like, real shit. I'm the Kakaroto. Kakaroto. All right. So we got the arms. The arms kind of start down here. Sorry, y'all, I got eczema. I need to itch a little bit. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do right here. This is what we're gonna do right here. Can start to bring this out a little bit, yeah. And if this is the arm, that gives me a lot to work with. Which is good. Whoops. So let's do this. Because you actually want your arms topology to follow this path here. You want it to sort of line up with the torso so that this edge flows smoothly from part to part. It's usually useful for modeling musculature, such as if you wanted to add pectoral muscles. It'd be relatively easy to go and add those with this sort of topological structure here. However, that is not what we are doing. We are creating a character that does not have such exaggerated proportions. Therefore, we will stick to the regular structure of the arms. I'll be the Rock Lee at 3D modeling. Yeah, definitely, bro. I appreciate that. You should be, you should be as powerful as you want to be in Maya, bro. Like whatever you see me doing in Blender, you should be able to do it in Maya tenfold, you feel me? Like go for it. Go forth, I say. Go forth, I say. And have fun, because that's really all it's about. That's really what it's about. If you can figure out Maya and make those tools work for you, then you're doing it. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Cause it's just Maya for me is just not for me. I mean, I know how to use it, so I can go if need be, if I need to do something in Maya, then I can still make a living. But man, if I don't have to, I'm not going to. That's just me being real. That's just me being real with myself. If I don't have to, then I'm not going to. Yeah, just gonna bring those out there. Just gonna bring these out there. And you see, when you have a good model sheet that lines up as well as a 3D model does, you notice you don't get a whole lot of translation errors. It usually lines up pretty well. If you're paying attention. And I admit I was not there for a second. But it's all good. It's all good in this hood. And we definitely want to make sure that we're not... Oops. There we go. Now we also need to pay attention to what it looks like in the 3D view. Definitely don't want to start making it look wrong. Okay, we'll do this too, just for visual sake. Here we go. Move that up. We can move this up and let's rotate it down like this. There we go. That's good. Good, 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 good. So we're doing good so far. How long have we been streaming for, by the way? I am curious. Oh, we've just under an hour. Just under an hour we've been streaming. So, let's continue on with our journey of character creation. So, this is always a tricky part, because you definitely want to have an armpit so actually, let's just add another edge loop in here and move it close to that. And then this will be the actual arm. Boom. So we can select this here and extrude it out like so. W, loop tool, circle. Scale it down. G, R for rotate. And let's bring it back here so that we're staying accurate with the image. Just bring it back. There we go. That's what we want. Let's scale it on the y-axis. And let's scale this on the y-axis as well. I found my new home in Blender. I'm simply following along with your Sonic tutorials. Taught me enough to get me pretty far. Okay, cool. Awesome. That's good to hear. You know, I get a lot of positive feedback about those Sonic tutorials, so I'm basically just going to be making my channel, you know, kind of like that, but with, you know, all the characters. So my videos are pretty much just going to be, you know, they're going to be beginner catered. Sometimes I'll use the add-ons that I have. Sometimes I won't, you know, just to make it, you know, depending on what we're trying to do. Yeah, and a lot of this detail, they just straight up added with the texture map. And we're just adding some edge loops in here, basically to give them more to do when we add the rig to them, because the rig that we're going to add is super deluxe, and we want him to be able to move properly when the time comes. Trust me. Okay, and if you don't trust me by now, I don't know what you're doing here, man. Don't know what you're doing here, man, if you don't trust the Magus. If you can't trust the Magus, who can you trust? No one, I tell you. No one. So, and also, as you can tell, a lot of this is just click, point, drag, you know. Click, G, drag, done. Like that. That's what a lot of this is. Like there is no magic happening right now. There is little to no magic happening whatsoever. This is just a guy with a mouse clicking around at this point, which means that, and up until this point, you know, regardless of the fact that I used the add-on, you can do everything that I'm doing, you know, for free and just as efficiently. Blender is amazing like that. Blender is amazing like that. And I will sing Blender's praises until the day I die. Can you believe people still use Lightwave? Is an A pose better for a character like this, or T pose be better? Okay, so it actually depends on what you're doing. If you are going to motion capture this character at all, T pose is better. If you're going to be hand animating this character, A pose is better. The reason A pose is better is because it's like midway through a deformation. So when you add the weights, you don't the bones don't have to guess a lot as to what his arm is supposed to look like here versus his arm looking here versus down. If you have a straight T pose and then you weight paint, you have to do a lot of cleanup with how the arm looks when it's down because of how it usually interprets the weights. So it really depends on what you want to do with it. If you're not going to motion capture this character, then I would suggest going with the A pose. But if you are going to motion capture the character, then it's definitely better to do T pose. Definitely. Like if we're just talking about what the best thing to do is. You feel me? Definitely don't want to lead you astray on that one. So for here, I'm just going to add twist. And the reason I'm doing this is because when his hand does this, the weights usually also stick to the sleeve, so I want his sleeve to move with it. And it also will help it stay natural. You just want to add this here. Just trust me. Trust me. And this is something that we're going to deviate a little bit from the model sheet. I actually want these sleeves to be slightly bigger. And that's another thing. We are going to take some time and go into sculpt mode a little bit here and add some other, just some more detail. This is a very simple model. Not a whole lot going on. And that's too simple for me, man. Good to know. I would like to specialize in VTuber models in various anime styles like Naruto, DBC, and One Piece. Yeah, the thing is, these different stylization work, is just as time consuming. You just have to put the work in to make it look nice, especially with your shading and your weight painting. But once you put the work in, it's really good. Oh hey, my man's Kelly Johnson. What's good with you? Thanks for the $2 donation, bro. I'm doing all right, man. We're just here modeling Naruto. That's what we're doing. So next, the hands. Let's just do it. Let's just do the hands. So for the hands, I don't actually need the model sheets or anything. I'm just gonna hide everything. I usually start the hands from scratch, from a cube. I'll scale it down in edit mode here. GZ. Scale it down. And let's see here. You up late and you ain't playing Team Body Snatchers. Yeah, bro, I'm out here trying to, I'm being a little bit more productive. I'm, because I'm going to make a tutorial of Naruto next. So this live stream is me basically modeling him to see, what all it would take to do so. I'm going to subdivide this Q. And let's just start with the fingers. Hands are always the trickiest for me to get right. Yeah, I have a method down. So if you actually watch this, if you watch what I'm about to do here, you'll be able to get hands down pretty easy too. You'll see the method. It's a good method. It's a good method. Trust your brother. Trust me. Now, one other thing we want to do here is make this the shorter one, make this the longer one, and scale this out on the bottom. There we go. There we are. Now, lastly, we do that, and then we edge slide, then we edge slide, then we edge slide here. Oop. There we go. That'll be that. And then for the fingernail, we can do a couple of things. First, let's get this shape right. There we go. Next, let's do this. Let's bring this back. Let's hit I to inset this. And let's rotate it. Let's I to inset it again. Alt S to scale it up. And then E to extrude. And then want to add one here. Want to add one there. And we should be good. Move these up, and then we can D, what's a good resource for doing cartoon backgrounds? What's a good resource for doing cartoon backgrounds? What do you mean exactly what's a good resource for it? Because do you mean like what's a good way to make cartoon backgrounds, or like what's a good place to go buy cartoon backgrounds? I mean, there's Turbo Squid, Blend Swap, you know. There's all types of places you can get 3D modeling assets. Okay, yes to what, bro? You're that guy. Okay, yes to what, bro? I said like 8 things. I just listed like 25 different things, bro. Yes to which one? This dude over here talking about yes. Okay, to make them. I don't know of any good tutorials for that because I haven't looked for them. But if I come across them, I'll let you know. As far as making cartoon backgrounds, it's really just about how stylized your art is, right? So if you want to make a crate, you know, you just make a cartoon crate, make a cartoon brick wall, you know, some grass or whatever. You toss it together, You put them together in a scene. It's really about how you compose the different assets of your scene. So, you know, I could probably, you know, that could probably be a separate video, but it's really about how you compose that type of stuff. Anyway, so we have the finger here, and we're pretty happy with this finger. I'm pretty happy with it. The only other thing we could do for this finger is to inset these and scale them up, just to add some surface to that. We can shade smooth, and we're good now. So what we want to do is hit A, G, and Y. Move these on the Y axis. Hit Shift D, Y. Do a 1, Shift R twice. We have all 4 fingers here. Now, I like the style of the desert backgrounds and Looney Tunes. Yeah, so you could get a plane, crop it to the shape of each, you know, type of hill or whatever, texture it so that it has a gradient. You can just layer that in your background. Like you can make a background relatively quickly and easily. We're going to select this, Shift S, cursor to selected, and let's do some scaling. So the middle finger is the biggest finger. I find it better to scale down. Let's hit period 3D cursor, SX, scale it down. We want the ring finger to still be longer than the index finger, so we will deselect those and we'll just select the pinky and the index finger. We'll scale those down. And then we'll deselect everything and select the pinky and scale that down. And there we have it. So let's give them their proper offsets. Let's go to the medium point, and we basically want to rotate this here, and we want to rotate this here, and then we want to bring this up, and then give this a little bit of a rotation possibly as well, like so. Now, let's give it its offset in the front view. So let's go here, rotate this down, and then select these, hit Control L, select the rest of them, bring these down here, and then select this one, and bring this down like so. Perfect. Perfect. And then, if you want to, we can move the fingers a little bit closer together, just so that when we close the fist, they have a better chance of connecting properly. Next, we're going to close these gaps here. Bridge the gaps as they were. Boom. All right. For the thumb, you can really select that. Select the rest of this here. Hit Shift D to duplicate. R to rotate. And now your thumb. Let's see what's the best way to show this. Your thumb kinda is lower than the other fingers, but it's also kind of facing to the side. I don't know if you can see that. It's getting worse. There you go. So you can kind of see it on the side of your hand. So right now, the thumb is at the top. We want to rotate it so that it's facing the side. like so. We also want to Alt-S scale it up a little bit to thicken it. But because of how we made our thumb, we might just want to scale this up a bit with proportional editing, like so. That would make our life a bit easier. Boom. Next, we're going to Control L, hit 7, and make sure that we put the Alt O. Make sure we put that in a good place relative to the index fingers there. That should be good. And let's lower this. So, how we want to go about this is we select this ring here and let's hit E and X, S, X, 0, and G, X, bring that back. And this is the kind of like the chunky part of the finger connectors. I don't know the proper name of the hand anatomy. I don't know. Do the meta rig hand bone joint? Okay. D. Do the meta rig hand bone joints have to match up with certain points on your finger mesh? Yes and no. Actually, I mean, it doesn't have to mesh with specific vertices, but you definitely, there are placements for your joints as far as adding a rig is concerned that are more ideal than other placements. For reference of those, you can look at actual bones. Like look up anatomy and look up where the bones are placed in the body, and that'll give you the best place to place your bones in your 3D model. Because that'll give you the more optimal deformation. So no, you don't necessarily have to line it up with specific vertices or anything like that, but there are definitely better places to put stuff than others. I'll put it like that. So for this part here, we're going to and that gives us the ability to further illusionate our knuckles here. Just want to inset these, bring them up, scale them down, smooth them out, or whatever you want to call it. But you definitely want to scale these up. The knuckles are important, and we all have them. Not representing the knuckles is a sin. And sinners are punished. Anyway, so we're going to start connecting the thumb here, and basically we're just going to imaginate the rest of that connection. See, we can scale this part of the thumb up, most definitely. And in fact, let's do that. So let's delete that, and then let's go in the edge mode here, and in fact select the faces of that instead, and we'll just scale it up like normal, like regular folks. Okay, here we go. There we are. Oop. Then let's just scale this up regularly. There we go. There we go. And let's select the whole thumb and move it on the y-axis a little bit. And let's see. Definitely want to be careful with where we place this thing. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. Let's grab all of these here and scale that area up. And now, because we essentially, we want this vertice to go through here consistently. Boom, boom. And then we can maneuver these how we see fit. Boom. So, let's grab these up top here and extrude on the x-axis. Boom. There we go. And let's finish with that edge loop, because you definitely want that edge loop for your hand. Boom. Almost like magic. Almost. Almost like I'm a magus of some sort. Center. Okay. There we go. Oop. All right. So we have our thumb. We have the rest of our fingers. Now I just have to make the palm. The palm, the napalm. Not the napalm, but the palm. 8 trigram 64 palm. 2 palm. Alright, I'm sorry. I am tired. I'm tired, that means I'm loopy. So forgive me for my loopiness. Tired, I'm loopy, and a little toasty, you feel me? You feel me? You feel me? I bet you do. I know y'all feel me. Y'all feel me. Y'all gotta feel me, bro. Y'all gotta feel me out here. It's a cruel world when your subscribers can't feel you. So I know y'all feel me, bro. I know y'all feel me. It's all good. This is actually the trickiest part for me, is figuring out the proper topological solution for the palm area. Because I haven't really. I have not really figured out the proper solution for that. As of yet. I got a good workaround for every other part of the modeling process for the hand, except for the palms. I'm just not quite sure how they're supposed to, again, topologically fit together properly to form a satisfactory shape while also not being ridiculous with the amount of vertices, right? That's always the trick, is how to not be so ridiculous with it. And what I'm doing here, this is just a trick that you learn with experience. That's an experience trick right there. that little puzzle I just made for myself that I solved, that is pure EXP. Okay. That is pure EXP. That's when you learn about edge loops and edge flow and all that. You can do stuff like that. That was pure experience. move these down here. Control Z that. Let's move this up. Let's move this here. Okay, so, and again, this is a bit of a conundrum, real shit. So, how do we solve this problem? Well, you could start by moving this up. I could rotate the thumb a little bit. That might help. That might alleviate some of this stress topologically. That's not so bad. That's not so bad at all. Here is where the real tricky part begins. So, D, you're gonna rig the mesh with a quick Rigify bind. Actually, I'm gonna do some extra super deluxe sweet shit once I'm done with this. Okay. I've been working with something, and I want to show you guys exactly how powerful I've become. You will see some sweet shit, my friend. You will see sweet shit. And it will come from me. The sweetest of shitsters. Don't, that's not, anyway. We are modeling, my guys. No sculpt. Oh, no, we're definitely going to sculpt a little bit later, but right now we're just modeling. I was about to say no sculpting, but that would have been a straight up lie. And now we have significantly reduced the amount of topology in our hand, which is what we want to do. Then we want to smooth it out. Thing is, you want to bring this in some of this stuff you just kind of gotta work out by hand. There's no quick trick, easy fix. You just gotta work it out. Work it out. Here's something that could probably help our quest, is if we cylindrified this to see how it'll connect. So far, not too bad. It's not too bad at all. We can ease it over here a little bit, you feel me? We can ease it over here just a wee little bit. Do you have a faster way to rig than Rigify? It's not about the speed, my friend. It's about the bore, okay? You're focusing on the wrong thing. It's not about the speed of which the rig could be made. Because you can rig anything with Rigify in, 5 minutes. You could be done with Rigify, and you'll have a pretty standard, ready-to-go rig, and it's standard and ready to go. Or you can do the sweet, extra, super, deluxe, powerful shit that I'm about to show you right here. You feel me? I feel like you want to see the super sweet extra dimensional shit that I'm about to show you right here, man. I know it. I know this is what you want. I know it. So let's GX, Y, let's bring that over here. And there we go. That is a good hand. That's a good hand. We can add a loop in here, and we can add a loop right there. And that gives us all the deformation we really need from that. We can extrude out now, and we're good. So let's bring that to the X. But you see how much that took to make? That's why usually hands are their own whole tutorial, like their own separate thing, because of how much it took to make the hand. It took like a whole hour to make the hand. But now that that's done, you only have to make it once. So, and it'd behoove you to, in fact, I'm going to do it now. It'll behoove you to export once you're done making a hand. If you don't enjoy the process of making assets that you're going to make over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, export it as a wavefront OBJ, save it as a hand, selection only, and then I'm just going to put this boom. So now, whenever you make a character that has a hand, you can just go into that section there and import it, and you'll have your hand model. In fact, I'll just show you. So I just deleted that hand. I'm going to go to import, wavefront OBJ. I'm going to go to where I saved it. I'm going to go to hand, and boom. I now have my hand. So now, and I'm going to connect it anyway, so what does it matter? It doesn't. That's the funny thing. So, let's go here. Let's go here. And that's about the right size. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Though I think we're going to scale the hand up just a little bit, and we're definitely going to scale this. Whoops! Scale the wrist up specifically, and I want to bring the wrist as far in. As far in as I can, so let's do something like that there, and then Control E, we want to clear that sharp because we imported it. That was RB. There we go. There we go. And now we're gonna hit Control A, all transforms, Tap into edit mode, Alt X. Boom, we have the hands. So we have the hands. We don't really have the feet. We need to do the toes. We need to do the toes. We need to do the toes. I was dreading this part, so how are we gonna do this, man? Okay. We're definitely going to have to make a space for them here. So let's just delete everything. And let's start connecting things like we know to. Okay. Now this is definitely tricky. Well, let's not connect that right now, right? Let's figure out how to properly put the toes on here, and then we'll figure that out. Well, if we're being real lazy, and we definitely want to work smarter, not harder. Theoretically, alphabetically, phonetically, alchemically, we should be able to take this rotate it around and all that good stuff. And use it as the base for our toes here. Let's SX, go that out. Obviously, that's the big toe. And so on and so forth. And then we can scale them down in general. Let's separate them so that we can focus on the toes themselves. There we go. And that's the other thing. Okay. So let's select these here, extrude them on the y-axis. Let's add an edge loop here. Select these faces, Alt S. Scale them down. And unlike the last time, we're going to connect these via the vertices. So, start with these, merge the center. Oof. Start with these, merge the center, start with these, merge the center. And we're just going to merge all of these vertices. Okay, here we go. We're going to either extrude SC0, flatten that out so that it's not, and then we'll flatten this out on the y-axis as well so that they're not so jagged. Add some depth. Like so. And then select these back here on the y-axis. Probably merge these guys. Okay. So let's scale these up on the z-axis. And let's do a topology check because we want these to go into here and kind of fit. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some topology in here. And then next we're going to do, with our statistics open, we have 12 vertices here and we have 24 vertices here. So we literally have to chop the amount of vertices we have in half. Okay, let's hit Control I, hide everything else. Let's go to the bottom here. And let's start with, whoops, the obvious. Okay, we are now down to 18. So let's do a little bit of that up here as well. Whoops. Okay. And now we're at 12. So let's tab back in the object mode, unhide everything, and let's select this, shift select the actual model here and hit Control J to join them. And now we can come in here and just make sure that we're not causing too much of a topological fuss. Let's let's see here. Might be better to move it this way instead. It is better to move it that way. Okay, we're good. Let's start making faces. So we just select that and just hit F all across the board till you get there. Now, we want to hit Control R and move that on the Y axis to about here, and then let's hit S, Y, and 0. We can do that, and then we can SX, and then you want to come down here. You want to make sure that that separation is obvious. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then we just add some fortifying edges there. Those fortifying edges make it known that these are indeed separate pieces. I arrived late. What did I miss? You missed quite a bit. Not a whole lot. Nah, you didn't miss a whole lot. We're just, I mean, we're pretty much done with the body. You just missed me figuring out how to put the feet here. You know, he has these sort of weird ninja boots. So that is what we were just figuring out, and I just figured it out. Whoopsie daisy. So now we're just gonna add a little bit more detail in here. I for inset, S to scale, Alt S to scale it up. Let's add a little bit more. And for these, again, we want to add some fortifying edges. So like for this, we want to scale that up, add one in here, bring that in the Z axis down some. Scale it in a little bit. There we go. And then to fortify, we add an edge in here. Let's add an edge in here. I'm going to bevel these edges like that. And now you see shading is a lot crisper on this side than it is on this side. So let's crispify our shading, shall we? Add a bevel in there. Let's add a regular edge loop there. Let's go down. Let's add that, and then we can bevel this. Bevel that. And there we go. Let's Control R just to add something in the center here. Same thing for these. Yeah, probably want to add something in here too. There we go. So, let's take stock of what we have already. We have the feet, the hands. All right. That means I missed about everything. Well, we're gonna do the head now. I'm just taking a stretch. Oh. Drink some water. All right. Let's refresh, see how we're doing for time. 110 minutes. Okay, well, this is going on a 2-hour mark. Let's see what we can get done for the head. Realistically, heads take so long. But it must be done. So let's do it. I'm going to hide the body here. I'm going to Shift S, curse the world origin. I'm going to plane model the head. So I'm gonna make a UV sphere. Shade smooth, RX 90 degrees. Scale it down. Move it up. And this will be a good place for the eye. Alright, and then Shift A, plane, tab into edit mode, RX 90 degrees, scale it down, bring it up. On the side view here, going to bring it in like that. Now, one can kind of guesstimate the shape here, and so that's what I'm going to do. I don't necessarily feel like going on to find a whole separate model sheet just for the face, when I feel like I can make what I have work. So let's do that. We're basically going to go all the way down here. And we're going to go all the way around here. And we're going to connect that. Now let's fix it from the side view. Okay. Oop. And let's go the front here. we're just going to edit this to wrap around the sphere properly. So that just means that we need to bring them further out on the front view. That's all that means. That's all it means to bring it out in the front view. That's all that means. Because then we can get more coverage back here. And we can move these back as well. There we go. Okay, that's good. That's decent. So now we begin the extraneous process of extruding out and around. All right, so let's stop here. We need to start making some moves right here. So, in fact, we probably could have started making moves right about here. So what we're gonna do is we need to, again, start spreading this out, and we also need to E to extrude, S to scale, bring it in. And then E to extrude, Y. And then S to scale, E to extrude, Y, S to scale. And it doesn't have to cover the inside of the eye all the way, but it would definitely help if it did. That's good. That's good. So what we can do first is we can, let's hit Alt H here. Let's select the eyelid, select the body, and now I'm going to use hard ops to add a mirror modifier, and then I'm going to tab into edit mode and mirror that to that side. Hit X. Put on the mirror function, and let's continue on our journey here. Control R. And let's make sure, okay, we got an even number of vertices now. Good. Try to be even. So we're going to merge all of these. Now it's actually probably better if we have a mirror modifier. So let's hit Alt X and we'll do bisected modifier. And boom. So now it chopped it in half for us, but it kept our geometry so we can keep going from where we left off. Or it deleted one half of the geometry and kept the other half while putting a mirror modifier on it is what it did. To accurately describe what happened there just now. We definitely want an edge loop right here as well, but we do want to bridge the gap here and make it less. Want to make it less. And now, whoopsie daisy. And we can start bringing these shapes out. So now we want to work on the cheek, right? Let's forget that part. What we need to do is make the rest of the edge loops for the face. So we have this here. Let's Shift D, duplicate that, E to extrude down, and this will be for the nose. Although maybe not. Maybe we'll make this for the mouth. And then we'll do this for the nose instead. There we go. There we go. That'll be the loop for the nose. There we go. Now for the mouth. So let's see here. Let's make sure that we're being consistent. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Let's delete these. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And then this one will be in the center here. So you see what the idea is. We're adding these loops to sort of place the geometry of the face before we actually start filling them in. We're making the pieces of the puzzle right now, and we're gonna start filling in the puzzle once we have all the pieces we need and they've been placed properly. Okay. So we have that. We need the jaw and everything, though. We need one to go right around here. Oof. All right, and then let's bring it over. Connect it like so. All right. So we're starting to get the setup of the head. This is the longest part of the whole thing, is making the head. Because making the head is so it's so unique. It's such a unexact process, you know. It's so it really depends for each character's head. So here's one thing we can definitely see to do already is to bring this out more. And we can bring the top of his head out even more. Okay. Select all of these, hit SX, GX to bring them in a little bit. But then again, I might need to bring the jaw up. This is what I'm looking at. Okay. Yeah. We'll do that. Okay, there's one other edge loop that goes from the bridge of the nose. And this is the edge loop that will allow us to start connecting everything finally. Like we can figure out where to go from here, right? So from this point, let's get the polybill tool back and let's go with the nose first. We have an uneven number of vertices. With the face, you can never have too few. Well, no, I mean you can never have too many, depending on how well you can maintain that. Of course not. Fine. There we go. Alright, we'll be good with that. We'll be good with that. Next, okay, these cheeks here are going a little far out. So maybe dial it in a little bit. They're kind of far out. Okay. I agree about the head. Took modeling class last semester. It was a nightmare making my character's head, but then modeling the rest of the body was as smooth as butter. I swear. Every time. The head is for me by far the most tedious of this whole process. Cuz it's really just because it's so easy to mess up. It's so easy to mess up the head to make it not look right. Like, you have to be really on your stuff to make the head look right, you know. So much can go wrong. So much can go wrong. So you just kind of have to power through it. So here's a good spot of something that can go wrong. Right there, you need to make sure that that is all set, because we're going to extrude in even further. And it's a good idea. I'm going to add an edge loop right here, bring it forward. I'm also going to scale it down. Oops. Then I'm going to I'm going to edge slide for GY. EY and SZ to scale it up. And I basically just made the inside of the mouth. Loop tool, circle, GY, GX, SX, EY, boom. That will make doing the rest of the mouth much easier. Much easier on us, trust me. And we can connect these two parts here. So it looks like Naruto's mouth is one of those that kind of goes to the bottom like that before it. And then this is the bottom of his lip. So we can work it like that. Let's bring this forward like so. So yeah, we can merge these in the center here, that's fine. But we want to keep the shape going down here. So somehow, that's fine. We'll worry about that later. How many vertices? We have 11 vertices, so it's good to add one here just to even it out. That means we can get rid of this one here. And let's extrude all the way around. There we go. Okay. Select this, hit F, and then let's add an edge loop here. So you see, we made our puzzle, and we are now putting it together. Gotta figure out how the parts fit the nicest. There's one too many verts in here, so we'll take the L here and delete that. And we'll just move that over. See, I don't want to sacrifice too much, but I also you gotta make it, you gotta do what you can. So that's fine. We'll just readjust this edge loop here. Okay, then we can hit F again. What is that? A problem is what that is. Just want to merge those, and there we go. Okay, let's check this out so far. So far, so good. Gotten there yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Whew. Okay. Whoop. Boom. Okay. So we have the eyes, we have the mouth, we have the nose. Whew. Now it's just about making everything look nice and pretty. connect that. Let's bring these two down here. Let's bring these two down here. Connect these. We could probably just bring those all the way down. And oh, we can totes add another edge loop in here. That's fine. Okay. We're going to shade smooth this guy. That face is not bad. That is not bad for a starter face. So we're just going to basically continue this cheek edge loop all the way over here. And I actually would just like to extrude out like that. I like that much better. This is much better. Yes, much better. Okay. All right. Boom. Boom. Whoop, we're gonna add edge loop in there. Boom. Okay. We're almost done with the face. We've figured we got all the main landmarks. Now it's just about figuring out how to properly solve this puzzle here. And I mean, we could grit fill it and change the span, change the offset, and see what we get. This is probably the best solution. Doesn't break anything. Yeah. I like that. Right. The real last bit here is going on the underside, making the chinny chin. One, two, and that'll be good for now. And I will hit F. Okay, we're good. That was good. All we needed was 2. All we needed was 2. Whoops. through and do that. That's good, that's good, that's very good. Just to make that solid. Okay. Let's rotate around. And we'll just put that there. Move that over. Add another one. Boom, boom. Let's do this. All right, cool. For these, yeah, we'll just extrude up from there like we would normally. Nothing extravagant happening here. We're just making it happen. That's fine. And then we can move this up here. Actually, let's not connect that. Let's move this up and let's do that. Yes. Sometimes that is a good thing to do. Now is one of those times. And now we need to form the eyebrows into the forehead. That's tricky too. The head itself is just a tricky endeavor. It's a really, you got to be patient with it. You got to be willing to go through and make changes, you know, adjustments, readjustments. Because it's never quite perfect. Never quite perfect. You definitely don't want the brows to stick out too much. Naruto's brows don't stick out. Especially with that headband he has on. Might not be too much of a concern. Just want to get that area of the eye straight. That looks good. Okay. Oops. Alright, let's add edge loop here. Bevel it. Oh, that's it. And then let's do this here. Alright, and now we just fill in the shape here. And we can do this kind of quickly, kind of easy if we work at this angle. And we can see what we got going on in here. So let's select this. We have 16 faces, 16 vertices rather. No, I like this edge loop going here. Though part of me really wants this to go here. So I'm going to, with the knife tool, cut that. And then to fix that, we're going to merge those. So now we're good. And we're going to merge these. So now we're good. It's really good to maintain a good edge flow here. So, and it looks like we have done just that. Really important. Do it if and when you can. And let's just grid fill this. And let's see here, let's change the span and the offset. This has the best offset, definitely. Let's smooth it out. There we go. SY0. Boom. GY. Bring it out. And now with all that there, I'm gonna go to this tool and we're just going to extrude. There we go. That's better. F. Let's get rid of this one. Let's bring this one up. Let's bring this one down. Let's add one in here. Let's try to bring our necks closer together. Yeah, he definitely has an interesting shaped head with if you took off the headband and the hair, he definitely has an interesting shaped skull, I'll tell you that. Although I might just have the neck down here where it's connected to the jaw. I might just have the placement wrong. I'm willing to explore said option. All right. All right. Let's just start connecting this now. All right, we're done, at least with that part. So now we get to go through and make sure everything is representative of what we want. Oopsie daisy. Okay. Yeah, this part is not much to say here. You just kind of, you just kind of got to edit it, That's what I'm saying. Like, the face is the least technical part about this. Like, this is just a lot of micro adjustments. I think that's the best way to describe them. Because any one of these changes don't necessarily impact the form that greatly, but they add up. And so, for this part, you just gotta go through and manipulate your geometry to where it looks fine, it looks relaxed, and also, you know, you still are getting the shapes that you want out of it. So for the ear, let's be real, we're not making the full ear. That'd be ridiculous. Instead, we're going to extrude out, extrude back, we're going to make an extremely cartoony ear. Because I'm tired. And I might revisit the stream tomorrow. But I might not. I mean, we're almost done. I was hoping a couple people would donate to the Cashapp. That definitely would incentivize me to go further. But it is still COVID out here, and I understand that people's budgets are tight. I mean, for all intents and purposes, that is not a bad ear. And I really just want to grab all of these in the head. There we go. Okay, that looks a bit more reasonable to me. Doesn't look so wrong. There we are. Cool, cool, cool. While we're here, is this a while we're here type thing? Let's shift this cursor to world origin. Well, let's think about this. Okay. All right. Let's unhide everything. let's just go on ahead and delete these. And let's Control J, and we can solve this conundrum now. All right, well, let's take stock. How many we have? 12. How many we have? 13. What? 12, 13. How in the space hell did we get 13? Okay, I'm gonna try something. We have 12 vertices and 11 edges. We have our modifier. Okay, so we have to Alt-X bisect modifier, and then we can tab in the edit mode and redo that. That's my fault. Let's get rid of this. And then let's merge by distance. And we should be good to go, just in case we weren't, but I feel like we are. So let's count how many we got again. Well, we got 22. Okay, so that makes more sense. And we have 12. 12 and 22. 12 and 22. 12 and 22. Okay. Well, you could always add some more the cheap way. That with no boundary, obviously. That 14. $18. 22. Control R, Control E. Bridge these edge loops together. And Control R. Still want to keep these kind of separate, so. Control R, bring this up too. I feel like this face looks good and it will look better when we add color and stuff to it. Alright, last thing we can do before I call it a night, last couple of things, we can add a pouch. We can maybe add whatever the fudge this is. Headband. Let's start with the headband. Well, first, I'm actually going to take a little break. I'll be right back. I got to use the restroom. I have returned, everybody. Okay. We still have quite a bit to do here. Well, by quite a bit, I mean not much. If we want to focus just on outward appearances, then we're almost done. So let's make the headband. Shift A. Scale it on the Z-axis. Just scale it down in general. Boom, baby. Scale it up. And we're going to add a shrink wrap modifier. Gonna have Naruto himself be the target. Come on. Gonna project it and front, all that good stuff. Let's see here. Let's scale this down a little bit. And that's, I don't want to straight up subdivide it, but let's try that instead. That should be good. Now, we're going to do some things with the modifier stack. We're going to add a solidify. And that'll be good right there. We'll go add an edge loop right here, right where it needs one. Mirror that. And with the shrink wrap modifier, let's apply that and go front here. And we need to right. Now we can Shift D to duplicate this. P is separated. Tab. Select that little chunk there. And we want to reproject this with the shrink wrap with the proper target. Now, I'm gonna hit SX0 to flatten that out. And I'm also gonna increase the thickness. Let's go back to the solid view though. Right, and we also have to project it front. So let's increase the thickness. Alright, and then mirror that. Scale it down. We're going to shade smooth, sharpen. Okay, now for Naruto's crazy hair, we can do something. We can do something about his hair. We can do something about how crazy Naruto's hair is. What we can do is we can hit Shift A and add a UV sphere. And that's fine. Let's go to these though. We want to delete these points. We actually want to delete these as well. And we can grid fill them. Make sure that the offset is correct. And then I'm going to mirror that on the bottom. And then I'm going to add a cast modifier, shape to sphere. That should do it. Okay, cool. Next we want to do is we want to go to select, check or deselect. Next hit Alt S. And that is super interesting. Let's do something with this, because now I'm curious. What does that do? Did that do anything of significance? No, it didn't. But that was the idea. The idea failed. Now we must go back to a better plan. So it's a good thing we're live streaming this. You can see the mistakes I'm making. Let's go to 16. Definitely type 16 that time. That's okay. Right, no, we don't want that. We want 16 of these. We probably want 32 of those. So we want 12 and 6. Yes, this is what we want. And again, want to grid fill this. This is probably the better way. Let's mirror that at the bottom. And then add modifier. cast to sphere. Cool. Next, what we're gonna do, he only has all that spikiness going on at the top of his head. Let's delete these here. And we can hit I to inset all these on an individual basis. S to scale. And then let's go to individual origins and scale them down. Like so. Let's grab these. Inset, Alt S. Scale them down also. See where I'm going with this, right? And for these, I'll inset them, but not individually. Inset, Alt S, scale, 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 then Alt X, and then go back to insetting these on an individual basis. Alt S, S to scale. S to scale. I mean, that is essentially what they got going on right here. And I'm adding these because I'm curious. Just wanted to add some substance here, but it didn't look like it added much substance at all. That's cool. Let's add some of this. And then, ooh, that is perfect. Just about. Okay. And now we place this atop his head. And it definitely, if you want better hair, you know, you want to spend more time on it, obviously. This is just like the quickest, dirtiest hair that I could think to do. I am so tired right now. You know, I just want to get this done at this point in the game. And that's the thing. I wouldn't even really do all that. Well, that's good. I can fake the hair going through the headband like that. That's good. That's good. That's always good. All right. Yeah, we are in good enough mode, so I'm just gonna call that good enough right now. I mean, I'm gonna make a couple of more tweaks here, and I can always revisit this. But my steam is low. D gets the job done. That's why. You know, I wish I was large in the industry. I'm just doing me right now, buddy. I'm just doing me right now. But, oh yeah, that even looks like him. That actually does. Holy shit. I feel like I did my job. His nose, that's kind of jacked a little bit, though. That's definitely jacked a little bit. It's kind of a bit far in there. It's looking a little jacked, just a little bit. But I appreciate your vote of confidence, Mr. Johnson. I definitely appreciate that. I do my bestest for the rest of this, alright? I definitely do my bestest. I definitely make solid attempts at getting her down. Okay, that looks better. That looks less. Excuse the yawn. Sorry about that. That was totally unprofessional of me. But that looks so much better. I had to exclaim it in the only way my body knew how. Booyah. Damn, that does look like him. Okay, very good. Wow. I mean, technically, you guys could call it here. There's, there's like his pouch here. There's that there, But I mean, this is great. This is a good. I think this is a solid place to leave off on, to be honest. So if we go file, save as. I'm gonna take that off screen just so I can have some sort of security to myself. Personal art, and we'll call this Naruto. Naruto live stream part 1. No, I'm not gonna do animation as part of this. I am definitely going to, you know, model, texture, and rig everything. As far as this live stream is concerned, I think we've made quite a bit of decent progress. Yeah, we're going on 3 hours streaming, so I'm gonna call it here. But I mean, this is where we're able to get in 3 hours. So probably tomorrow evening, you know, I'll come back and we'll continue. Tomorrow we'll probably get to the texturing and the rigging, and also adding the few extra things that we need to for the model, like, because what we're really gonna do is we're gonna go in this model, we're gonna add a multi-resolution modifier, we're gonna subdivide it a bunch of times, and then I'm going to sculpt it. I'm gonna add some more detail in here with the sculpt, and then, you know, that'll be our sculpted detail, you know, I'll use that for the textures, and, you know, it'll look nice, it'll look good, it'll be great, be friggin' awesome, guys. So that is the plan, but the execution for this evening will be to go to bed because I am exhausted and I need to go to sleep before I lose my mind due to insanity. And you don't want an insane YouTuber, right? You want your YouTuber sane for the most part, I assume. Anyway. But all right, I think I got up to 8 consecutive viewers. That is the most viewers that I've ever had consecutively watching a stream. So, great. That is awesome. So thank you guys for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a like, or donating. I have more likes than views, so that to me is an accomplishment. That to me is an accomplishment. So thank you guys so much for bearing with me during my modeling process here. When we come back, we'll continue to finish up the model. The model's almost done, and then we're going to do a little bit of sculpting, a little bit of texturing, a little bit of rigging. So that'll be fun. Hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out.